y'all had a great weekend. Okay, if you were Super Bowl people, I hope your team won. Alrighty. Alrighty. All right, so again, we're finishing up toxicology. So you want to go in and make sure that uh, you've checked all your vocabulary. We are on the adjusted schedule this week. So you want to make sure that, uh, well, on Wednesdays you log in like you always log in for Wednesday, but your Wednesday will actually be the Thursday schedule. So we will test toxicology on Thursday. Most of you have done a really great job of getting yourselves all caught up. I do appreciate that. Let's see, I still have a couple of case studies to look at, and I will get to them shortly. Okay, so if you haven't already done so, this is what you need to do today. I'm going to have a activity for you to do shortly, but I want you to make sure that you have um, gone through all of these review activities. There are 3 videos in the playlist that you can also refer to in preparing for this test on Wednesday. But for sure, I will take questions from the review section. So make sure you go through all of these and both of these activities. So if you haven't done it, I'll give you the next 15 minutes to work on that, and then we'll talk about them. But for sure, the test questions will come from here and some of the questions she had in the video as well. Okay, so I'm gonna have another activity for you to do in about 15 minutes. But this is where everybody should be. When I look at Go Guardian, I want to see everybody here. And I'll do attendance and then I'll get back with you. Like everybody's here this morning. That is wonderful. I think I might be missing 1 or 2 people. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing and do attendance, pull up that activity for you, and come back. And again, vocabulary, there's a lot of vocabulary with this. Make sure you check the first summary page so that you're going over the vocabulary for this unit. All right, again, when I look at GoGuardian, I shouldn't be looking at you, looking at me. Everybody should be in Canvas. I got 3 people still looking at me. Okay. All right, just checking Nevaeh. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. If I just let you in, we are doing the wrap up for toxicology so that we are preparing for the test on Wednesday. And I have a little quiz for you in a little while, just an activity. But we are doing the wrap up there's two wrap up activities in Canvas. I'm making the test from those wrap up activities. So please make sure that you spend some time with those uh, for the next 15 minutes. Okay, take a break for a minute. There's two videos that I want to share with you. We're going to do lead and arsenic because those are kind of familiar topics. Oops, hold on. It started before. Come back. Unmute.
Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have taken lead as a metallic poison. In my previous videos I've discussed arsenic and mercury. If you haven't watched those videos, go have a look at them. So today I'll be discussing introduction as to what lead is, then the toxic compounds that it forms, action or how it works, acute poisoning, chronic poisoning of lead, then the treatment and medical legal aspects. Okay, so before starting, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe and also hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Okay, so let's get started now. First, introduction. Lead is also known as shisha and it is the most common heavy metal that can cause poisoning. Its symbol used for lead is Pb and atomic number is 82. So it is heavy, steel grey colored, but its salt can be variously colored like white, red that I have discussed next. Lead is soft and malleable and also it has relatively low melting point. When it is freshly cut, it has a silvery look with a hint of blue, but it tarnishes to dull grey color when it is exposed to oxygen in the air. So contrary to heavy metals like arsenic and mercury, lead is absorbed by GI tract. Now mercury and arsenic, I have told before also that if they are swallowed.
All right, GI tract is your gastrointestinal tract. So that means if you ingest it, it is absorbed easily. All right, so if you take chemistry, you have to know all these characteristics about lead. And again, lead is something that used to be in paint a lot, gasoline, and so they've tried to see now things are lead free for a reason because there used to be a lot of poisoning from lead.
They do not cause poisoning because they are not absorbed by the GI tract. But in the case of lead, since lead is soluble in the gastric juice, so it is absorbed by the GI tract and it becomes poisonous then also. So now the toxic compounds of lead. With oxygen, lead forms lead tetroxide. This is red in color, so it is also called red lead or vermilion. So it is used as sindoor.
Commercials.
Not just anyone can service a machine like these, which is why there's serious demand for trained aviation.
Sindoor is applied on the forehead by the Indian women in order as a sign of their marriage. Okay, so lead next is lead carbonate. It is white in color. Okay, so sindoor.
All right, I'm going to skip a little bit of this part, but like I said earlier, it used to be in paints a lot, and the reason that they don't put it in paints anymore is because when paint peels, little babies were eating the paint peels off the wall and things of that nature. So they stopped putting lead in the paint. Let's see if I can fast forward this a little bit. Okay.
So Just like arsenic and mercury, it also interferes with the cellular respiration by combining with mitochondrial enzymes like pyruvate dehydrogenase. Next is it interferes with calcium dependent messengers also, and it enhances oxidation and cell apoptosis. This leads to defective heme synthesis. Now, how defectively heme synthesis occurs is what I've discussed next. So there are certain enzymes like ALA dehydratase, ferrochelatase, porphobilinogen synthetase. Okay, so lead inhibits their function. Now this leads to increase in buildup of the reactants like alpha linolenic acid, corpoporphyrins, free erythrocyte protoporphyrins. Okay, of heme synthesis or impairment of heme synthesis. Next, acute poisoning. If we talk about GI tract symptoms, there is metallic taste, dry throat, thirst, vomit, burning abdomen, colic, and bloody diarrhea. If we talk about central nervous system, then headache, lethargy, insomnia, depression, coma, and death. Now, if we talk about the fatal dose of acute poisoning, then if lead carbonate is taken, then it is 40 grams, and lead acetate can be fatal if 20 grams of it is taken. Now, the post-mortem findings of acute poisoning: body looks emaciated like it looked in arsenic and mercury also. Rigor mortis appears early. Stomach can be swollen. Mucous membrane is congested and it looks grey in color. It is softened with eroded particles of lead.
Another commercial. Baby turtles.
By 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the oceans. There are 18 billion pounds of plastic waste entering.
Now, chronic poisoning. It is also known as plumbism or satyrism or colica pictorum or Devonshire also leads to anemia in the cases of chronic poisoning of lead. Next comes important buttons or Burtonian lines. These are yellow color lines that are seen on the gingival surface or the gums of the teeth. Blue colored line is seen. So that is a very good sign that can tell us that it might be chronic poisoning, although this blue color line is also seen in case of mercury and copper poisoning. Next is colic. So colic is basically abdominal pain that is seen in 85% of the cases of lead poisoning. Severe abdominal pain, which basically is associated with the constipation. That is the next symptom. Constipation is a common feature that is seen, and usually it precedes colic. During pain, there is a desire for defecation. Diarrhea and vomiting also may occur. Now, lead palsy or drops. Now, in lead palsy,
Okay, I'm going to skip some of
there
this.
is drop in the wrist. Also, we have to remove the person from the source of exposure. Then BAL, dimercaprol, DMSA, BMPS, these are all the traditional good chelators that are used, and BAL is given in the cases of renal impairment, and DMSA is given for mild to moderate lead toxicity. Now we need to next comes medico-legal aspects. So the homicide or acute poisoning is rare. Chronic poisoning is common due to the failure to recognize that poisoning as the symptoms and the signs are very subtle and easily they can be overlooked. So chronic poisoning is very much common. Then accidental poisoning can be a reason. People basically who are working in the lead factories might get exposed to lead for a very long time. So also lead oleate is used as a local application for abortion, and also sometimes the lead bullets of or projectiles, if they're left in the body, then that also can lead to poisoning, lead poisoning, chronic one. So thank you for watching this
Alrighty. So that was just a brief thing.
video. If you found the content useful, then please like this video.
All right. I'm just going to do that one. The other one is arsenic. So she kind of summarized what arsenic was about too, and that one is popular in your listed on your page of pesticides and heavy metals. So make sure you go back and read through. We watched the video the other day on what to do with their bioterrorism and okay. I know about poisons that get in the soil, because the poisons that get in the soil get in our foods. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let you go back to working on your review. And again, look at the vocabulary. Let me go back a couple and go through that vocabulary list. All right, it's easier to do it this way. Okay. All right, so there's quite a long list of terms here. We had a section on testing for the different types of drugs. So know your tests for marijuana, LSD, and other narcotics. All right, so keep working on that. Up a review question in a little while, but keep working on those. Right. All right. I put an assignment in to help you with your review. Okay, so you might have to go to your to-go pay to-do list on your home page. So refresh your page, look at your to-do list, view this as a student, make sure it's there. And okay. So it's 3 questions worth 5 points. What is the primary role of forensic toxicologists in criminal investigations? Give at least 2 sentences to describe that. How did they determine the presence of toxins in a chemical sample? So I should have made that 2 points too. So we were just talking about that as in the video. Explain the difference between, and these were 2 words that you need to make sure that you know, qualitative and quantitative. Okay, basically just describe what is qualitative and what is quantitative, and then you can answer why it's important to know the difference between these 2 terms in forensics cases. Okay, so you're going to define these 2 words first, qualitative and quantitative. And then we're going to use these 2 words are going to be important in a lot of other description in the activities that we do, because we always want to know description of something and then how much. We need a number value. All right, so work on these 3 questions today, and that will help you focus on some things for the test on Wednesday. All right, so again, you're looking for the toxicology review questions. They should be on your to-do list. All right, Brady, you with us? Sorry, Brody. I said Brady. Brody. And Jada, are you with us? Looking at all these folks that say idle. Again, the assignment is toxicology review. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Well, make sure that you, again, the test on Wednesday is made up of the review questions. So make sure that you have gone through the wrap-up module activities and turn in the one that you've got. Wow, time just went away. All right. You all have a great day. Thank you, Bria.